Welcome everybody back to season number 6 of the Madden 24 sub sim. Today we are starting with week 1. Skip the preseason. Nobody gives a dang about the preseason. We're probably going to continue to skip that. And we got a few more things coming before Madden 25. We're starting to rework stuff. So if you have ideas, definitely put them down in, I guess, the comments work, or we have a sim suggestions right next to general chat, right under commands channel. So these are the games we got lined up today, with game of the week being first up, Dallas versus the Browns in Cleveland, Super Bowl rematch. We also got primetime in the Dolphins and the Chargers. So that bottom and that left on the bottom is what the games we're looking at today. We got teams who have made significant improvements in the draft. We didn't live stream the draft because it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I just didn't feel like it was going to be really worth it. And honestly, it was. The Broncos got the best 2 in the draft, so I'd say W draft. Also, we had the #1 overall pick go to the Titans. Lorenzo Wallace was picked, an outside linebacker for the Dolphins. He ended up being really good. And also, the Buccaneers got Kevin Stout at pick, I think, 8 or 9, who was an X-Factor quarterback. Here we go. We got the Browns and Joe Burrow taking on Lamar Jackson, who got traded to the Cowboys in the offseason. Thursday night prime time game. Let's get it started. For some reason we don't have sound, not really sure why. But to start us off here, Cowboys 7, Browns 7, 10-10. This is a Super Bowl rematch we've been waiting all offseason for. And the Cowboys are up, Browns take it back in the third. This is a back and forth game. Cowboys down 7, they tie it up. And we're hopping in here with our first game of the new season. And personally, I'm kind of loving it. Joe Burrow at the 21. Tie game. Little bit of struggle there with the handoff as the Cowboys going to force inches. Kind of ran into the fullback. I mean, yeah, you got some new faces here in Cleveland. Not really. And great run by Najee, getting 10. Not a whole lot changed here, but the fullback is definitely different as Najee runs it in for a touchdown. Easy points on the board for them today. Excuse me. And there's the kickoff, 74 yards in just 2 minutes. Cowboys down 7. Definitely a better situation than they were in the Super Bowl, where they lost 17, and also that pick kind of killed them. But oh my goodness. Here's Lamar Jackson rocking number 12. Cowboys have had 3 quarterbacks, one in each of the last 3 years. Lamar's quarterback this year, the year before was Caleb, and the year before was Trevor Lawrence. Both of those quarterbacks have gone on to find success with Caleb Williams and the Cardinals, and also Trevor Lawrence and the Dolphins. Lamar on the throw, caught up to the 47, but it is going to be staying in bounds. Cowboys have 0 timeouts, so they are looking for a miracle. Cowboys ended up getting, and it's picked off by the Browns. Greg Newsome hands the Cowboys their first loss on the season, and they will have a guaranteed not a better season than last year. Starting off the season with an L here. But as I was saying, the Cowboys ended up trading Caleb Williams to the Cardinals after the Cardinals did a sign and trade with Lamar Jackson. Lamar was like, yeah, I'll come to you, but I'm not really sure I want to play here. And they kind of just shipped him off as Joe Burrow outperforms Lamar in his first bout as a Cowboy. Maybe this is Lamar's revenge story after he's been playing for the Eagles the last couple seasons. He just wanted to be like, hey, Cowboys, screw you. This is the first time Lamar Jackson's beat the Cowboys, I'm pretty sure. Joe Burrow looking strong at an MVP type of season. Starting off 0-1 or 1-0, and also the AFC is undefeated. Let's see how long that happens. We got the Bears versus the Giants in this next one. Now the Bears made some significant improvements. I will give them credit. They picked up a rookie at the D tackle, a rookie at the left outside linebacker, and they didn't really have a whole lot of drafting capabilities. But, I mean, my biggest concern right now for the Bears is that they didn't hit big in free agency like a whole lot of other teams did. Teams like the Bengals, big offseason. They got Orlando Gadsden. They also picked up Cooper Bebe, who's not actually even playing right now. But the Bears are going to start off strong, up 9. Now 9-3, now 15-3, now 15-10. Giants on a comeback here. But the Bears are going to hold on and win by 5. Is that scoregami? I kind of want to say it is. I am going to go check. 15-10. No. Nope. Oh, it's happened before the Giants and Bengals. Close. Oh, man. I was almost scoregami. I was getting excited. I was like, this next season got hopping off already. So, yeah, that score has actually only happened once before. And now the Giants have both of them, as the Bears are the top seed in the NFC. Hopefully that doesn't last long, because this season we actually want to be good. And now we get to go see the X Factor quarterback, Kevin Stout, taken out of this draft, facing off against a number 1 overall pick, who was also an X Factor, Caleb Williams, who got traded here to the Cardinals. And personally, I'm not sure I really like the trade for either team, which is why I allowed it to go through. Nah, I'm joking. But the Buccaneers, I think, are pretty good. The Cardinals, with Caleb Williams and Nick Chubb, will now have 2 X Factors on the offense. They got Alexander Atkinson, Xavier Worthy. I think that they could be good, but I don't know. I kind of like them with Lamar a little bit more. They have Nick Chubb and Lamar, and they're both running the ball great. Nick Chubb is probably going to retire next season, but it looks like I am being proven wrong, as they are up 24-14 here in the third. I did think that they would win this game, but Will Gold outperforming. Kevin Stout might get his first win here. Kevin, 2nd and 7. We had Kevin Pugo last year. They're not related just because of first names. And here's the throw, caught and out of bounds. Kevin Stout has 1 pick on the day, but otherwise he's been pretty good. Keon Coleman on the catch there. And the Buccaneers have a shot to win this one. Kevin, here's the throw, caught, pickup of 3. Looks like Kevin Stout's going to be a check down fiend, but he is looking pretty good. Kevin, looking here, throwing deep. What a dot! Oh my goodness! Throw of the year so far, I think. No question about that one. Kevin, looking, throwing. Is that picked? It is! Patrick Queen brings it down. What an interception. They do still have 3 timeouts, but I don't think we need to stay here for that. Here's Caleb Williams' first throw, and he's going to throw that one to Atkins 7, who's going to pick up 9. And that should more than likely be the game. They are going to call timeouts, and that is game. Buccaneers definitely made some improvements in the offseason. Kevin Stout had a good game, but, I mean, Caleb Williams is just a top quarterback. Nothing you can say about it. He just is him. It just is. Alrighty. We got some upgrades for the Bucs as we are heading into our next game, the Saints, with their brand new owner, Eraser. They're going to be taking on the Eagles, who don't have Lamar Jackson. So we're seeing another rookie quarterback. Can't remember his name. He wasn't really that good. He was a normal dev. It was kind of sad. but I will get you the name for him. We thought it was going to be KJ Jefferson. Then they went out and made a pick, and I personally don't hate the pick. I just was expecting him to be a little bit better. Eagles picked Jeremiah Jones, who, well, is worse than KJ Jefferson overall wise, but I think he'll dev up, potentially playing with this amazing team. Saints already starting off with a pick and 14-0 quick. And 21-0 quick. I think it's easy to say that the Eagles franchise is officially over. Desmond Ridder, now the quarterback for the Saints. They got rid of Dak Prescott. And personally, I think it's going out well. Victor Smith with a pick. And that's 38-14 on the Eagles, who have been a solid 5 seed the past couple seasons. Desmond Ridder, great game. Jeremiah Jones, I mean, he had those 2 picks, but Desmond Ridder almost perfect. Goodness gracious. And Victor Smith and Raheem McKinney. One of them's a rookie. I didn't catch if the other one was as well. But the Saints, they could be a dark horse for this division who doesn't have a top contender. I do think that the Bucks and the Saints both got better this offseason, but I also think that the Panthers did as well, picking up a few new X factors and fully rounding out the team. And the Falcons, they were good last year, so I think this division is going to be not a laughing stock of the league this season. Could be wrong, definitely, but at least I'm hoping not. Next, we have Kevin Pugh taking on the newly reformed Broncos. They have a lot less holes on offense. And the Patriots, well, they didn't really do a whole lot of anything. So we're going to hop in here. Broncos picked up 2 big O-line pickups in Cedric Van Pran from the Patriots, who's going to be looking to maybe get some revenge here on his old team that really did nothing with him. You get a good O-line, you expect that you're going to be at least playoff bound. But the Patriots were always a lottery team. Almost a always guaranteed lottery team. But here we go. Broncos up 28-7 right before the half. 28-10 actually, because the Patriots got off a lucky field goal. Patriots, though, and Kevin Pugh, fumble recovery by Kool-Aid McKinstry. And that is going to be a 35-17 win for the Broncos, starting off this season better than they did last year. How did we have 1 touchdown? Okay, Kevin Pugh threw 2 picks. Quandre McDaniels can run the ball. All right, and I think there was a pick 6. Kool-Aid and Justin Simmons. Dang. Kool-Aid McKinstry had a fumble or pick. He had a pick 6. Let's go, Kool-Aid. He can't play CB2, but he can play CB3. CB3? I think that's his new name. I was thinking about trading him, but I can't after that performance. What a performance. Broncos up 1-0. And we will head to Carolina versus the Falcons. So a big divisional game to really set the tone for that division. The Falcons do have a Super Bowl. That was 5 years ago. And they've been competitive ever since. But Cliff Robinson, he might be the savior of this franchise. They are up on the upward swing. And with Cliff, they got Angelo Rich, DJ Moore. They got a semi-decent offensive line. They just need some defensive help. And I think give them this year to develop that offense. Next year they go out and get some rookie defenders. And we could be looking at a really good Falcons team who might actually be competitive. I don't know yet, but that is at least what I am personally thinking. We got the Falcons up 10-7 here in a low-scoring game. Jamal Adams with a pickup. And the Falcons going to pile on some more. And that'll be the game. A 1 possession win here for the Falcons. We're going to start off the season not too shabby. AFC is still undefeated against the NFC because, well, there hasn't been that many games. But I think we have one here. Nope, never mind. Do we have any other cross? Nope. Don't look like it. Dang, that's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, Texans, Lions, I guess. And Dolphins, Seahawks. I guess we have a few. But here we got J.J. McCarthy taking on Kenny Pickett. The Vikings, well, we didn't expect as much from them last year. They got to the conference championship, almost beat the Cowboys. But, I mean, as an 83 overall team, what can you really expect? They got a bunch of X factors on the defense, but they got holes. When you got holes, you got problems. Wait a minute. Falcons, not Falcons, Packers had a decent draft, but they're still missing those wide receivers. Not wide receivers are a luxury right now after they retire young, and also kind of just aren't really easy to get and develop. A lot of teams have like star dev wide receivers, and they're okay with that. But the Vikings with a massive comeback here. Can the Vikings pick up a first down? They do not. Packers with the ball. We always love this rivalry between Court and B-Vipe. Granted, they are never like doing it in the playoffs, but your games are always competitive for the most part. Kenny Pickett here has been here ever since he got traded from the Broncos, and that's going to be inbounds. Kenny Pickett with 3 touchdowns, but then they went into conservative mode, and things didn't go very well. Should have been more liberal. Kenny Pickett, here's the throw, and that is looking like a first down out of bounds. Great pickup there from 82. Here we go. Pickett throwing it deep, wide open, and 6 could go all the way. 25 misses the tackle, and touchdown Kenny Pickett. To Felder. I'm pretty sure that's the rookie. What a throw. Jaden Felder, the rookie. What a throw. And run out of it, too. He ran out. Packers now starting off the season pretty nice, pretty nice. Here's the kick. Kick is up. Kick is good. Wowee. Vikings do have all their timeouts, but they do need a touchdown, not just a field goal. And here's the run back up to the 24. Here we go, JJ coming out here. He's still got Justin Jefferson. Lost, not Malik Neighbors. Who was there? Jordan Addison. They lost Jordan Addison. And here's Cam Akers out the backfield picking up a yard. But I will say the Vikings did have a lackluster offseason. Here's the throw over the middle. They do have Josh Oliver, who's an X factor now. They got JJ. They got a good O-line. But they are missing that wide receiver number 2. Like I said, wide receivers are a luxury right now. Luckily, this next draft looks like it has some decent wide receivers. Here we go, JJ. Here's the throw, and incomplete. That'll stop the clock. But McCarthy gonna have to come up with something. Who is Weaver, and why does he have catches? Weaver's the wide receiver 4. JJ now with 50 passes in this game. Not personally what I would want my quarterback doing, but JJ is an 88 overall. He's developed nicely. And here's the throw deep. And it will be incomplete as the Packers will win one on the Vikings. Packers, I mean, Kenny Pickett. Maybe this is Kenny Pickett's season. We'll never know. We will never know until, like, a few more weeks. Devontae Jackson picks up an upgrade. As we will head to Baltimore versus the Bengals. And honestly, I think this matchup is 2 of the top free agency teams. They picked up a ton of players in free agency who are really good. The Bengals are much improved. This is going to be a good game. The Ravens really patched their holes from the offseason. They didn't fix their offensive lineman problem, but they did pick up Zay Flowers, who I think will be very good. And the Bengals, well, they just picked up about everybody. They got Malik Neighbors. They got Blake Corum. They got Stuntsman. They got Nate Wiggins. They got Turbin, I think. And then they also had a great draft. So I think this one could be competitive. This division is always competitive. I was kind of waiting for one of these teams to fall off during the offseason, and the only team I think that got worse was the Steelers. But we will see. Bengals up 14-10, 14-13. Bengals with a field goal will increase that lead to more. And the Bengals with a big win over the Ravens. As are the Ravens the third best team in the league? Not the league, the division. I think the Browns are set number one. They just won a Super Bowl and only got better. But the Bengals, I think, made a better offseason jump than the Ravens. Obviously, you can't credit me for thinking that because the Bengals just won by an inverted score that was double digits. So, next we got the Bills taking on the Jets. Now the Jets, I really don't know what they're thinking, honestly. Like they made some decent picks. They made some reaches, but they were for positions of extreme need at center, at edge. But the Bills, they didn't really need a whole lot. They just need some time to develop. And whoopsie doopsies, I accidentally just started Drake May. So we're going to hop in here and coach depth chart. We got to change that right now. We're not starting Drake May. I'm sorry, Bills fans. If you like Drake May, Alexander Kirkpatrick is just better. This is his, I think, second or third season here. And he still has barely gotten above an 80. But also, can you really blame him? He doesn't really have an offensive lineman that can protect him for more than 2 seconds. Bills are up, but Mac Jones has a shot here. We actually have to hop into most of these games, even if we do think that they are randoms. Because I don't even know who Mac Jones is going to be throwing to. We got Hartson, Pierce, and Burgess. Pierce is not developed, and that's a completion to the tight end Gates, I think. Yeah, I don't trust it, but who knows? They got a decent offensive lineman, and Mac Jones has no protection as he's going to be sacked for 14. Big sack there. Bills have had 4 today. Mac Jones still has time and timeouts. Here's the throw, and those wide receivers just seem slow out there. If I'm them, I put Burgess at number 1 and go out and get somebody for Mac Jones to throw to, because the Jets just seem like they're in slow motion compared to this Bills team. Like the inside linemen, like they need a new guard. They need somebody like Devontae Adams, but he just retired. Mac Jones, here's the throw incomplete. He should have just undered that. Olo and Bills player getting into it. And that was 4th down. My bad. Bills with a nice little win here. I think the Bills can rival the Dolphins for this division, but I don't think they're that good in my professional opinion. But Bubble Guppies, I think he's got some work to cut out for him. Whee! I can breathe again. My lungs are free. But yeah, the Bills start with 2 easy divisional wins. They could be holding down this division for a little bit. Yeah, AK sheesh. Like, I don't know. If I'm the Bills, I have to go all in this season. Alrighty. Lions taking on the Texans. Lions and Texans, I think, both got better. I don't think there's a whole lot of teams that actually got significantly worse. The Texans picked up a bunch of offensive help. They still need some help on that O-line, but they got Lincoln, Reynolds, and Estrada, the first trans player to play in the NFL. And they got Boatwright at strong safety. I think he'll be able to help They got great safeties, but then on the Lions side, they made some pretty deep picks that are going to play for them. They got Slater, the brand new quarterback, going to be starting over Murray. They do need to probably move Zach to that starting center position, but they got Key as well. Um, they're just missing that middle linebacker too, which honestly I don't really know why it's like that. But here we go, Lions versus the Texans, and the Texans going to score 7. Lions get 3. Texans get 3. This is going to be a low-scoring game because both of these quarterbacks aren't really shootout type. And the Lions love their field goals. They're going to lose that one by 8. And actually, I feel kind of bad because I really should have done some more stuff for the Lions. So I'm going to go do that really quickly as I introduce our next matchup. We got the Titans versus the Raiders. Titans just got the #1 overall pick. They picked a guy who was not really great, but he was a position of need. And that's really why you'd make those types of picks. But I'm going to take Nelson up, and I am also going to... Okay, they already changed that one. But yeah, the Lions got some great corners from the Broncos who just were not getting enough playing time, so they'll actually get playing time here. But now we got the Raiders, who almost made the Super Bowl again. They were just on the cusp, but they lost in the divisional against the Browns, who ended up winning the entire thing. So if the Raiders won that game, maybe they win the entire thing. I'm not sure. But the Raiders are a team that got worse over the offseason. Draft, bad. Free agency, bad. Retirement's bad. Not a whole lot of upside for the Raiders. But up 14-5 on the Titans, kind of questionable. We might actually have scoregami here. Nope. 22-12. I'm still going to check scoregami. 22-12. 12-22. Scoregami here in week 1. Bo Nix beats Drew Aller in a big win to start off the season pretty well. So the AFC is still undefeated currently. But we got another one coming up here. Steelers taking on the Commanders. Are the Steelers really that bad? Are the Commanders really that good? This one is not going to tell us a whole lot of anything, because both these teams are very inconsistent. Steelers almost made the... No, they did. They made the 7th seed and lost to the Dolphins in the first round. And the Commanders, well, they lost out and dropped to 7-10. But with the Eagles being not as good, can the Commanders bring it back, make the playoffs? We'll see. I think this could be one of the best seasons of the Madden sim that we've ever had. I think I say that every season. Max Sellers with the pick, leading to a Steelers quick 14-0 run to start the game. But Shadur, I don't know. I hope Shadur is better in Madden 25. Because he's good enough, you can't really get rid of him, but he's not good enough to win you games. And that is a quick turnaround. Max Sellers is pretty good for the Steelers, honestly. Steelers walking away with a win there by 8. And now we will head to Los Angeles where the Niners play the Rams. Now, Andy Cook has not been cooking. We're going to keep saying that until he starts to cook. Yeah, he's been relatively awful. One of the worst number one overall picks that we've ever seen. Um, I personally think that Adrian Slater might even be better as a start of. But the Niners with Josh Allen made some reworks in the offseason, signed some people, made some big pickups in the draft. They are up. They are just missing that right end, which is going to struggle to get pressure on quarterbacks. But the Niners going to be able to score here and take an 8-point win against the Rams. I really think that the Niners should be a good team. So I kind of made them that. Josh Allen with a 4-touchdown game, 274 yards. Josh Allen might thrive here. Now. We actually got him people to throw to and some protection. Next, we got the Seahawks taking on the Dolphins. Keep in mind, the AFC has not lost to the NFC. We're going to run that narrative into the ground. Dolphins taking on the Seahawks, who have still yet to, I think, make a Super Bowl. He did win one in the scuffed seasons of the 10+, which is what we're going to start referring to it as. The Dolphins lost to the Browns, and the Seahawks couldn't make it out the first round. No, they did. They made it out the first round, and then they lost to the Vikings. So Dolphins and Trevor Lawrence versus C.J. Stroud and the Seahawks. Seahawks start off 7-3, which ain't too bad. But once the Dolphins get cooking, you might not stop them. And that is going to be 3 unanswered touchdowns. Finally, the Seahawks on the board, but they are down just too much as the Seahawks starting 0-1. Now I'm going to give it a few seconds to let Frosty type something. And then he's going to say something like, oh, we started 0-2 2 seasons ago, and then we won 15 straight games or something like that. So he's going to be actually kind of not that sad about this game. Don't know why, but he's depressionally optimistic. Who could have seen that coming? Next, we got Debian Snow, who made some vast improvements at that O-line position. But he didn't need vast upgrades at that O-line position. I mean, yes, he got depth. Great. But he also picked up Williams and Elam. He drafted Fulton, Altman, Graham. He already had Bingham and Barton. So his offensive line is just great. He also had Steen. He drafted 4 offensive linemen who are great. But he needed some outside linebackers. And we'll see how this offensive lineman approach goes against Jacksonville, who didn't have the best of drafts, but their defense is still good. They picked up Jeremiah Trotter. They traded for Keontae Clemens, which is great because Justin Fields, I don't know if he was the guy to get him over the hump. And Keontae here, 3rd and 8. They do not pick it up, but that doesn't matter. The Jaguars are going to be able to win this one in a close one. Keontae's first game out of Arizona, which I kind of liked. I liked Keontae in Arizona. I like around season 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you kind of try to hold on to your guys, that's my opinion. But you guys are entitled to do whatever you want. Well, the Colts gonna lose that one. As we head to our final primetime game, we got the Chargers taking on the Chiefs. And yes, my voice is getting deeper because I'm getting tired because I've been talking a lot. Probably need to go edit after this one. So, Chiefs, Chargers. Chiefs got lucky in the lottery, got a top 5 pick, got an automatic X Factor. Chargers, not a whole lot of improvement, which I kind of like. But they didn't regress. They just didn't have a good draft, didn't have a good free agency, Well, they did have a good draft. They picked up a good right guard. And they're actually up here 35-17 on the Chiefs. 42-31. Big game here, 73 total points in that one. Justin Herbert with a 300-yard, 5-touchdown game. Goodness gracious. Get that man a raise to X Factor, because he probably should be. And, I mean, look at the wide receivers he's playing with. Joshua Palmer, Quentin Johnson, some random named John Wall, and Mark Andrews. But he's got an O-line to protect him now. And that is Week 1 Herbert, the top quarterback of the week. Anybody get 2 picks? No. Michael Hall Jr. got 4 sacks, though, so that's kind of insane. New Micah Parsons, question mark? I don't know, but let's hop into next week, where I'm not too unhappy getting a free couple games. Del Moore with an upgrade to 79. And let's go take a look at those scores one more time. I'm assuming Andre or Mayo is going to probably do that. And let's go look at standings. AFC. Never mind. We have to force advance the week. My bad. Ooh, we got some more upgrades, bruh. Nick Singleton up to a 86. 96 would be nice. But we'll take it. AFC Bengals up top. And the NFC. Definitely have a lot more losses over in the NFC. Oh man, that hurt. Alright. Games to watch out for next week. Broncos Saints, I guess. Steelers Bengals. Raiders Jags. Chargers Falcons. A lot of 1-0 teams taking on 1-0 teams. But anyway, thank you guys all for watching. Hope to see you guys all next week in week 2, which will be probably a few hours for me, but probably 24 hours for you. See you guys.